Yeah, I know, you was right and I was wrong. Yeah, I know, you was right and I was wrong. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. Girl, I hate to see you cry, but that happens every single time we fight. Look, I'm far from a perfect guy, and I do anything to try to make it right. But you, baby, look, I know sometimes I act like I'm unbothered if I end up losing you, baby. You make me better, but we have this forever. I promise I will change. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. The energy ain't been the same, but if we work on it, we surely can regain. Look, I went and booked a private plane, a little vacation in Barcelona, Spain. What you say? Spend some time just you and me to rekindle a special little thing. Ay, I know we always wanna agree, can't always have it my way, but I don't want you to leave. Please stay. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic, ay. Yeah, I know, you was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times, stubborn at times, stubborn at times. You was right and I was wrong. 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 You was right and I was wrong.
Welcome back, guys. It is another live stream. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine, the finale for season 9. As you know, I've been doing a rewatch of certain seasons, and it's helped me. It's really helped me during our recaps. It's helped me have a different perspective on what we're seeing play out during the season, because it does make a little bit more sense when you think about the history that is shared amongst these women who I did get to see up close and personal. I didn't engage. It wasn't because I was scared, but I think I probably should have been scared based off of the Married to Medicine panel, which was the messiest. You would never think that this would be the messiest panel of the entire situation. And look, I didn't get to go to every single panel. However, besides them bum rushing the stage for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which we'll talk more about tomorrow during our BravoCon takeover. Thank you for that person who mentioned that earlier. We'll talk more about but Married to Medicine, 12 o'clock. I was a couple minutes late. But it wasn't a packed house, but it was definitely a full house for Married to Medicine. And so many people that went up to share love with the cast and said, you guys are you're one of the best shows on Bravo, and you guys do not get enough credit for that. All right. And they all looked great. Sidebar, remember Tana, part of the duo from Love Match Atlanta? Sidebar, I did a separate interview talking to Shay and Lamont from Love Match Atlanta, my most recent podcast episode, juicy. Listen to it, Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms, okay? So I saw Tana, and Tana was with someone else. And I know she's good friends with Dr. Simone, but it wasn't Dr. Simone that she was with. And I was looking, and I said hello to Tana, and I said, why does this woman look so familiar? It was Dr. Simone's sister. First of all, we already have said this before. Dr. Simone, beautiful. But her sister, and during my rewatches, this is why I'm so glad I've been rewatching. Because I was like, oh! First of all, lovely woman. I have a job to do though. Because I have to talk about Dr. Simone this week. Dr. Simone, we got to talk. Okay? We will talk about, but her sister, gorgeous. But as I'm speaking to her sister, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can definitely tell that these two are sisters. Just the way that they talk, but lovely, and funny, and sweet, and smart. And it was also great seeing Tana as well. It was great catching up with her and what's going on with season 2. Look, we need a season 2 from the duo. They're doing well. Their business, I mean, they've been doing well, but the Bravo effect is fully in effect for their businesses. So I ran into Dr. Simone's sister. Loved her though. She was really, really sweet. Really sweet. Yeah, Brooklyn says that her sister was on the show. Yeah, her sister was on the show a couple of times before over the years, but we haven't seen her recently because she doesn't live in Atlanta. But she was here in New York with her sister. I was like, I love it. And Tana is actually really good friends with Dr. Simone. So that's how Tana got invited to BravoCon, because Bravo didn't invite Love Match Atlanta folks. Anyways. We talk more about that on the podcast. All right. I also just retweeted a couple of photos from our friends over at Up and Adam Live, so you can kind of take a glimpse. Don't judge my ensemble. I was trying to be casual. This was the last day. It was a long weekend. I was like, I just need a big puffy sweatshirt, and I was hanging out with Adam, and we were just catching up, talking to some of these Bravo celebrities. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But you could take a couple of, I retweeted it just a few moments ago on Twitter. Another reason why to follow me on Twitter. You're not going to see that anywhere else. At TheKempire. All right. Married to Medicine's panel. A mess. After my rewatch of the Married to Medicine season 9 finale, I was like, okay, no, this episode was better than I thought. I probably was just tired yesterday when I watched it. So I was just sort of like, what a waste of my time this episode was. But it wasn't. It wasn't a waste of my time. Rewatching it, I was like, okay. But that Married to Medicine panel, they did air it live on Twitter Spaces yesterday. So for those that may have missed, I don't know if they still have it there, but that was one of the ways. And a lot of people are like, are they going to stream this anywhere? No, they weren't streaming it anywhere besides Spaces. I mean, the amount of money that people paid for tickets to BravoCon, I don't blame them. Look, I still ain't take this thing off because I got to cut it off. I gotta cut it off. I will eventually. I've just been so busy since I woke up this morning. I was like, all right, gotta go, gotta do this, and here we are. So the Married to Medicine panel, again, we got a whole bunch of doctors up sitting on this stage, and we're like, the amount of yelling and over talking, I cannot. Look, Dr. Heavenly, you know I've been trying to root for Dr. Heavenly. But seeing her live and mind you, she was very quiet backstage. I didn't engage. I didn't engage with any of the ladies from Married to Medicine. Not Toya. I saw Toya back there. I saw Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie is as lovely as you think that she would be. Very lovely. Dr. Heavenly was very quiet. She was, she probably just like, after all that yelling earlier in the day. She was I wanted to rock with Dr. Heavenly, but the way it turned out, I was like, Dr. Heavenly, I know you're board certified, but the way that you're acting on these Bravo stage right now, I was like, what is happening? Her and Dr. Contessa are not in a good place. So the finale where it's so sad. When you think about it, the finale, you see them have their little blow up in Blue Ridge. And then they're sort of reflecting on their friendship. And they really had a friendship. Dr. Heavenly has said this countless times on her YouTube channel. They had a real friendship. And she says she doesn't have real friends like that, or a lot of friends like that. And they've traveled together. And I'm like, Dr. Contessa, was it worth it? Because I don't know. Okay, live chat replay crew. Do you believe that Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott's relationship has made a full 180 from what we saw last season? And sidebar, I'm gonna be jumping around. You will bear with me because it's all gonna make sense eventually. I hope. Did you guys notice Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone's conversation about where they had their disagreement about relationships? Here where I disagree with Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone's conversation with Heavenly a couple of seasons ago about what Heavenly shared on social media was different. They had a private conversation. They didn't have this play out about Cecil not working on the show. We saw a whole season of Dr. Contessa playing her relationship out on the show. So that's where, for me, it's different. It's not the same situation that we're seeing with Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly versus Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly. Do I think that Dr. Heavenly crosses the line? Yeah. And ooh, she was something else at this BravoCon. She was something else. But I do still believe that Dr. Contessa decided this season she was going to steer away from focusing on her relationship and rebuilding Dr. Scott's image. Rightfully so, because they do have their business and they decided that they're going to stay married. But let this be a lesson to anyone that's in a relationship or a marriage. Don't play with your marriage for television, and don't play with your marriage among your friends, because you know you're going to go back to that person. And the friends don't get involved because they're always going to choose that person over your friendship. I'm not getting involved in your situation. I'm like, nope. And that's probably part of the reason why I didn't engage with Dr. Heavenly, because I was like, after seeing her be a mess on that stage yesterday, I was like, Dr. Contessa wasn't much better. Dr. Contessa was giving out her phone because Dr. Heavenly says, I have a text message from you saying, I love you, sister. Well, don't forget, you text me first, is Dr. Contessa. You text me first. And then she took out her phone and she gave an audience member the phone. See, look at the text message. She's like, anybody else want to see? I should have ran to the stage. But I said, no, I don't want to see because I still believe that Dr. Contessa is using this as her storyline for the season. And it's unfortunate that you had a real friendship with this woman and decided that that's what you were going to do. I still believe that. Do I think that Dr. Heavenly crosses the line and goes too far? Yes, I do. But that can be true. And also that Dr. Contessa needed a storyline for the season because she's been pretty boring since we met her. I'm watching the seasons as we go, and I'm like, what does she bring to the show? I'm not entertained by her story at all. And she's a beautiful woman. She's very smart, very talented. However, not great reality TV. And it was hard watching her last season with this relationship, this toxic relationship, the way that we saw it. And the minute that it was exposed, she turns on everyone that exposes her relationship. She turned on Carrie when Carrie revealed that they're arguing next door. I heard them yelling and screaming. And according to Dr. Contessa, oh, well, they've been in counseling. We've made a big change in our relationship, which we hope for because you have 3 children and you have been with each other for a long time. However, I don't believe it. I didn't see Dr. Contessa backstage, did I? Or maybe I did. I can't remember. I definitely remember seeing Dr. Jackie. I definitely remember seeing Dr. Heavenly. I definitely saw Toya quite a few times. Shout out to Toya. If you were following me on my Instagram or my Twitter, I posted Toya got a lot of stuff going on that they don't highlight on the show, like her wine situation, and she's got a skincare situation too. She had a huge booth, one for wine and one for her skincare. It was one of the biggest booths that were there, or it might have been the biggest booth. Yeah, I think it was like the biggest booth because she had 2 things going on and she was in her own corner. I mean, there wasn't a lot of activity until like she showed up. But we don't know about these things about Toya on the show. But I saw her quite a few times. I didn't engage. Because I knew after this weekend I'm gonna come here and talk about them. And I want to do so freely. Okay? Thank you. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. This was the season finale, so the season is pretty much over. No, it is over. But we do have the reunion. The reunion trailer was played at BravoCon during their panel. It was before last night's episode, which was fantastic because I shared it with you guys on social media. I was like, look, the trailer's here. And the trailer looks juicy for the reunion. But what was juicier was the whole Married to Medicine panel. Okay, here I gotta call Dr. Simone out. So Dr. Simone, in one breath during the panel, says, I just feel like the show has gotten to a dark place. And then Quad chimes in and says, I feel like you're being hypocritical. I'm paraphrasing. I feel like you're being hypocritical because you're literally in this last episode, because we hadn't seen this episode, but they have. In this last episode, we see Dr. Simone talking about these contractor rumors. She literally says that how is Quad paying for this renovation of a $2 million home? Look, we don't know these people's money situation, but I did find it very interesting that Dr. Simone would say that. I mean, they get paid pretty well on this show, but I also know that Quad has other things that she's working on, right? Look, right? I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I found it very interesting. But there have also been accusations against Dr. Simone and how her business is doing. Just saying, she's played these issues out on the show itself as well. So maybe that's why it's hard for her to believe. But she finds it hard to believe that Quad was able to do this on her own. Cue Quad's 20-minute tirade. She's like, I paid that man $150,000. Well, according to Dr. Simone, her friend is friends with this contractor, and that's who she heard it from. But Dr. Simone, you're sitting here at the Married to Medicine panel talking about the show's gotten too dark with some of the things that are coming up. But yet you're perpetuating the same thing and saying it's a reliable source and that you believe it. And, you know, but Dr. Simone can be a little hypocritical. She can be a little hypocritical. But we all can. Let's be honest. We all can be hypocritical once in a while. Some more than others. So that happened during the panel, but there was just a lot of the entire Married to Medicine panel was a mess. Think about Jerry Springer without the fighting. That's what it was. Everybody was yelling over each other. I mean, not Dr. Jackie. Everyone was, at one point someone went up to ask a question. Dr. Jackie, do you smoke weed or something? And Dr. Jackie's like, nope. This is just how I am. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. This is just, and she really is. That's the energy she has. Even backstage, it's same energy. Not a different person. The same person all the time. Anila. Ooh, Anila got it hard. I felt for her because here's the thing. Drew Sidora also got it really bad during her panel as well, where the fans came and dragged her and called her boring during the RHOA panel. Well, that happened for Anila, calling out the Mrs. Gomez storyline. And Anila says she didn't want to share too much about Mrs. Gomez's personal stuff and says that, she had to go back to check on her family. But nobody in the audience believed it. I believe there was some booation too going on. I fell for Anila though, because I'm just like, first of all, Anila was on, there was a Bravo Bazaar where a lot of the Bravo stars would come and hawk their wares. And a lot of the times, whoever was coming down, there were crowds of people around them. Poor Anila. Anila was there. She wasn't selling anything. She was just on the floor, but she wasn't crowded. I mean, there were a couple of people that wanted to take a picture with Anila. I saw her. She wasn't too far. I was talking to some people that were subscribers, and I was like, "Oh, if you want to get a picture, there's Anila." Dina says, Kempire, you might as well make this the BravoCon video. No, girl, because there's just so much to talk about. We're talking, but I gave people a heads up. I was going to talk about the Married to Medicine BravoCon panel. There were so many panels. There's no way I could talk about all of BravoCon in just this video. That's why I said, let me talk at least about the Married to Medicine BravoCon panel. That way tomorrow I don't have to talk about it. It'll be all Married to Medicine in this video. But to me, the Married to Medicine BravoCon panel is very related to the finale and the reunion that's about to come up. Okay? Oh, but poor Anila, they dragged her in that panel. I felt for her because BravoCon is not, it's not for that. It's not. Anything is going to be shady fun. And even Kenya defending Drew during the RHOA panel, she was just like, this is not what this is for. This is for fans that are uplifting people. I'm sure you probably also saw the video of Kenya getting emotional when a fan comes up to her and says, you make me happy when I'm sad. And Kenya has this really emotional reaction to it because that's the level of love the Bravo fans were showing so many of these Bravo celebrities. And I got a little bit of it too. I got a little bit of the love too. It was great for my ego this weekend. The amount of people that stopped me. I was like, hey, oh, thank you. So I can only imagine for them, like this is their world. This is their universe. There's so many people waiting online to talk to these folks. So I kind of felt for Anila in that instance because that's not what you're there for. This is really to celebrate, you know, being a part of this Bravo family. But Catherine says Anila was silent during the panel. I mean, yeah, she really have a lot to say. Also, we had a lot of Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa yelling and getting up. And then we got Quad getting up. Okay, let's talk about Quad. So Quad says, okay, you know, during the season, they've been talking about Quad allegedly sleeping with her contractor, her married contractor. She's denied it, okay? But she says that she has actual audio of the cast member that really slept with the married contractor. Who? And she says basically test her and she will release it. Oh wait, someone said they stopped me. Hold on. Monet, I remember you, Monet. Hey, Monet, I remember Monet. Nice meeting you, Monet. Shout out to everyone that I met. That to me was the best part of BravoCon. All these other Bravo celebrities, honestly, if I didn't meet any of them, I would have been okay. And I really didn't try to. I just happened to. You know what I mean? But Quad says that she has audio. But why do you have audio? Like, why put that out there without giving us the actual information? But according to Dr. Simone, she believes her reliable source that Quad slept with her married contractor. And Quad had a 20-minute tirade in the finale where she's like, I had to pay this man $150,000. You think I would have to pay if I was giving it up? Well, I don't know, Quad. I don't know what I believe, honestly, about that. I know she's a single woman, but I also don't know if I don't know. I don't know. But on one hand, I kind of agree with Dr. Simone that I don't like the direction where these things are going. Because we have Quad accusing Toya of knowing things about... Quad is literally saying that Toya knows something about this break-in. She's not accusing her of doing the break-in, but she knows something. That's a big allegation. That's a big allegation. I don't like that. And I've said that countless times. Oh, some of you say that you believe Simone. Okay. Orkita says, I believe Simone's source too. Apparently during the reunion trailer, we see that Anila and Quad took lie detector tests. And Toya says what we've been saying, that's not admissible in court. Why are we still doing lie detector tests if they're not 100%? Just saying. Suzanne says it was an hour-long monologue. Well, it was a long time, but we also know Quad likes to hear herself speak. And she went on and on and on, and Dr. Jackie let her go on because she said she'll eventually stop. All right. Let me start at the top of this. This episode is called Divine Intervention. I had to give you some background on the Married to Medicine BravoCon panel. To me, like I said, was the messiest because they were all talking over each other. Some of the biggest things that stood out to me was Dr. Contessa trying to give her phone to the audience, read the text message between me and Heavenly. I would have went to the text messages between her and Dr. Scott to see why you couldn't give me the phone. I would have been like this. Let me go to the other text messages and her trainer. Let me see. And the audio that Quad allegedly has of who is the real person of this cast that has slept with this married contractor. Who else would it have been? Who else would it have been? At this point, I already know who she's alluding to. Toya was also chiming in. There was a lot of back and forth between Toya and Quad during this panel as well. We get a lot of that during this episode. I'm going to skip over the whole couple sex therapy section with instructor Taylor, who had 3 boyfriends and a husband. Good for you, girl. But this is what I do love about Married to Medicine. When we get these side medical weird stories, Dr. Eugene talking about the man who had the gangrene. He had it on for 2 days, and he had to literally have this man flown to another hospital so that they could saw that sucker off. This is what I love about Married to Medicine. We get these weird little stories. And I'm like, what in the hell? Don't put one on, y'all. Ooh. He had to saw it off. Can you imagine trying to go to the emergency room and explaining this? Doc, I have a C-ring on and I can't get it off. Awkward. It's awkward. I mean, doctors understand. Doctors are pretty good about those things, but that's what I love about Married to Medicine. These side stories about the medical field and the things that they've seen. Producers, we need more of that. Okay? All right. Okay, we get these other moments. I'm going to skip over that stuff. I feel like that was unimportant. I'm kind of tired with Married to Medicine and these couples retreats that turn into all these therapy things with... no, I really don't care. It's getting a little annoying. It's every season you guys do it. Okay, it's cute. A couple of seasons, maybe skip a season. I don't need every season we're doing couples retreats. Dr. Jackie acting like she's some couples therapist. I could care less. But it turns into Dr. Heavenly versus Dr. Contessa. And this is where Dr. Heavenly is wrong. This was a moment for Dr. Contessa just to move forward and be like, you know what? You're hurt that fact that I talked about your husband, your relationship. Even though you talked about it on this show, I'm going to look past that. I won't say another word about you and your toxic relationship. Okay, I won't say that part. I'm not going to say another word. Obviously, you want to backtrack and backpedal on what you showed the world. But she literally, in this moment, says that you're a beautiful woman and that she doesn't have to take the things just because someone is a man. Dr. Contessa goes off. She goes off. She's like, he is my next of kin. That kind of made me go, oh, wait. I'm like, okay, you don't have to say it in that way, but I get what she's saying. Yes, at the end of the day, that's her husband, that's the father of her children. She's always going to choose him before anyone else. But Dr. Contessa, we can't forget the toxic relationship that you displayed as your storyline last season. And do I believe that they're in a better place? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott are actually in a better place? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. But it goes from Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly arguing, because Dr. Contessa goes off, because it goes from here's the thing. Dr. Heavenly was on the right road, and Dr. Contessa was like, okay. And then she says, you're a beautiful woman, but you don't have to take it because someone's a man. That's when she was like, stop talking about my husband. It's like she didn't get it. Here's the thing, Dr. Heavenly, I can understand before you didn't get it, but now you know she doesn't want you talking about her husband. Just completely forget it. Like, you didn't like what I had to say. I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm not going to even say anything about your relationship. Done. Done. But she's a Scorpio. She's heavenly, you know. Okay, but this goes from Dr. Heavenly versus Dr. Contessa to Toya versus Quad. So this happens because Anila doesn't want to own the fact that she also is a part of spreading these rumors about Toya. And Toya confronts Quad about spreading the rumors and inviting Zaina to her party. And that's where we get into the whole conversation where Dr. Simone says she has a reliable source. And her reliable source is friends with the contractor. And she basically says that she believes it. She believes the information that was given to her. And she also doesn't believe that Quad could possibly see. This is where I was just kind of like, look, I don't know any of their money situation, so maybe she has a better idea of Quad's money situation. But I just didn't like that she made that comment about, I don't know how she could possibly be renovating this $2 million home as a single woman. Oh, but my thing is as well, do you necessarily have to sleep with somebody for them to? I don't know. Quad went on this hour-long tirade, as you guys remind me. And one of the things she says, I paid this man $150,000 to make these renovations. If that's what she paid, I think Quad has $150,000 to pay someone to do it. They get paid pretty well on this show, along with all the other things that they can get paid to do. Quad is really beautiful in person too, y'all. Quad is really beautiful in person. And Quad switched up her look multiple times during this weekend. And all the looks looked good. I can't say the same for Toya. I mean, Toya looked beautiful. Like, she had some moments I was like, oh, yeah, I like that look. Then she had some moments I was like, oh. Like her reunion look. But I do find it funny that she's talking about Audra's fashion. And then I see her this weekend and I'm just like, but we saw her during the show and we were like, but that's Toya. That's Toya. She thinks that she's... but beautiful in person, too. Beautiful in person. But Quad? Miss Quad. I can hear already. She got it. She really did. She looked great. She really looked great. Because I saw Quad for another panel where Cynthia Bailey was lovely. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Lovely. But they were on the same panel with Caroline Manzo, a cooking panel. I forgot, it was like Saturday morning, I think it was. Quad had a whole different look, different hair. Great. She looked great. Beautiful. Most people looked amazing in person. Amazing in person. And Quad was one of those people. So she confronts Quad. Toya confronts Quad about, her spreading this rumor. Quad admits that I did not originate the rumor. However, I did talk about the rumor. And basically Quad says Anila's the one. And we saw the proof last week that Anila was the one talking about bringing this over to the party. She's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We have her on video. So Anila, I don't believe that they should be booing you, but you deserve some heat because you're not so innocent. Anila was pretty in person too, y'all. I know we've been critical of her fashion and stuff like that, but she was pretty in person as well. Okay. All right. Where do I want to go next? Okay, so Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone had their conversation. We talked about that briefly, but I'll say it again. They talk about Dr. Jackie is defending Dr. Heavenly. She's like, well, Dr. Contessa did say a lot last season about her relationship with Dr. Scott. All right? She did release a lot of information, and we all can agree with that. But Dr. Simone says she feels differently because she relates back to what Dr. Heavenly did on Twitter when it comes to Cecil not working. But I feel like those are two different things. I feel like you did speak to Dr. Heavenly in confidence, not on the show. So I feel like you're right for feeling a way about Dr. Heavenly saying that on social media. But this whole Dr. Contessa, Dr. Scott situation, that wasn't in private. That was all on camera. all season. So we have that. And then at the end, we have the church scene. And sidebar, I feel like the good majority of the cast got really dressed up for church. What happened with well, Dr. Heavenly, I couldn't tell because she was so covered up. But what did Toya have on? We going to church. I know it's outside, but everybody seemed to dress up like they were going to church. And I love when they were talking about the black church and all the things for the black. Those moments were really fun and light when they were letting Dr. Karen know this is what happens in black church, and some of the things that, you know, when you're going to the bathroom or what you should say during the festivities. And I was like, these are cute. I like these moments where you have that sort of cross-cultural moment as well. So that was nice. But as the preacher's preaching, they're also reflecting on their relationships and what's going on. Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly reflect on their relationship and the years of friendship. And to me, that's sad. And like I said, at BravoCon during their panel, it doesn't seem like they're any closer to being in a better place. Not any closer. Not any closer. So we had that. All right. And then at the end of this episode, look at me. Look at me. Did I get through it? How long I've been talking? Oh, okay, almost 40 minutes. All right. You know, it's been a long day. This is my third live of the day. And I have a story that I need to cover in regards to what went down at BravoCon for Real Housewives of New Jersey. Stay tuned. But we'll talk about that. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hold on. All right, let me just get to these super chats before I move on. Let me start here. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, Quad is so annoying. Release it or be quiet, lady. Yeah, I get that. Look, I get that. Because it's like, okay, you're just going to put that out there and then what? Maybe she's trying to gun for a season 2. Well, not season 2, another season. Okay, Melinda, thank you so much for the super chat. Melinda says, Quad going off preaching in the bedroom after the fight was too much. I died laughing. She sounded crazy. I think that's what we love about Quad too, though. Those moments where she's just so extra. This is why she's great for reality TV. I just don't know if she's great for this show. You know? Shan, thank you so much for the super chat. Shan says, that girl dogged that man last season and she allowed her friends to do it during the reunion. Okay, Dr. Contessa. If you don't play about your marriage now, you shouldn't have played with it then. Fake outrage. Come on, Shan. Woo. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. Sonia says, excuse me, but I haven't watched the finale. Was that Kirk? Because I want to sing Stomp. You know what? That was not Kirk Franklin. That's a good song, though. That was a good song. No, that was not Kirk Franklin. That was not Kirk Franklin. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says, I don't like that in the preview that Contessa ran up on Heavenly. Like, she needs to take responsibility about what she said about her marriage. I lost so much respect for her. And that's the energy that we were getting from Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa during the BravoCon panel. It was very like, there was a lot of these women getting out of their seats. The only ones that didn't get out of their seats were Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. They were the only ones that didn't really get out of their seats. Quad was getting up a lot. Heavenly was getting up a lot. Contessa was getting up a lot. I'm like, this is a mess. This is a mess. All right. And I didn't see any of the husbands. I don't know if any of the husbands were there. Did I see Dr. Scott? I don't remember now. I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't know if any of the husbands were there. Honestly. Sidebar, the preview for the reunion. All right? The preview for the reunion. Guys, we have over 1,200 people here for our Married to Medicine recap. Be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Let's get to 600 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but also other channels that recap similar topics. Don't forget, here on the channel, we don't just talk about reality TV. We talk about everything in pop culture. I know a lot happened over the last few days, but as you know, we've been busy, so bear with us. Tomorrow will be Tuesday Takeover, where we cover a variety of reality TV and reality TV news. We will do a BravoCon special of sorts, okay? All right, so stay tuned for that. Broken Star says he was there. Okay, so maybe I did see him. I can't remember, y'all. There were just so many faces. I can't remember. All right. I definitely did not see Cecil though. I would have remembered seeing Cecil. I didn't see Cecil. Belisha says Dr. Scott was somewhere dropping beats and bars. I don't know what that preview in the reunion was about, but we definitely did not need it. We definitely did not need it or want it, to be honest. I think they are definitely trying to paint Dr. Scott in a different light this season. But what's the real light? That's the real question. I mean, you guys can paint whatever you want to paint for us, but in reality, it is what it is. Okay. What else did I want to say? So we talked about so the reunion trailer, like I said, dropped earlier in the day on during the panel for Married to Medicine, and basically what we're seeing is all of the ladies are going at it. Toya versus Quad, Dr. Contessa versus Heavenly. A lot of things are happening, and it should be interesting. I think the reunion will be far more interesting than the finale was for me, but it is. Oh wait, Dr. Scott's song is on iTunes. I'm not buying that. It sounded horrible. It sounded horrible. Not everyone, like everybody just releasing music now? Okay. It is what it is. Don't mean I have to listen to it, right? All right. All right. Good for you. Good for you. Hey, Carlita. Carlita is watching on Facebook. Data's watching on Facebook. Commandra's watching on Twitch. Don is watching on Facebook. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you all are doing well. Let me see what Data says. Data says, yeah, I have family that works in the medical field and they be talking about y'all too. I wear nice underwear every time I step out because of these side combos. Imagine an accident and y'all laying there unconscious. You got a point. I mean, that's like I don't know if all the communities talk about this, but they always say when you leave the house, make sure you got clean underwear on. God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate it. Look, I tried. Look, I could have canceled today, but I said, nope, I got to get back on my schedule. Got to get back. And I specifically did not go to any after parties or watch. And I would, look, I know people. I could have went to an after party or watch What Happens Live. But I said, nope. I know I had to get up early. I know I had to watch these shows again. I know I had to I'm disciplined. I'm a Taurus, okay? I know sometimes I need to just have fun, okay? And I don't know if I don't have time this week, I might not recap Love and Marriage Huntsville. We'll probably just save it for next Sunday. I just don't know if I'll have enough time to backtrack and do all the things. All right, but we shall see. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications on. Miss Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Jennifer says, don't disrespect your marriage if you don't want others to do it. That part. And I wish you would own it. And maybe during the reunion, Dr. Contessa will own it a little bit, but I don't feel like she owned it at all during the season. And I don't feel like she owned it during the panel. So maybe she doesn't take any sort of ownership for what she did and what she displayed as her storyline last season. All right. Let me drop the call-in link so we can take a couple of quick callers because I got to look. It's another day. All right. And I want to make sure we have time to refresh. I have to cover another story. Sorry, y'all. Ooh, itchy. It's not the booger sugars. I know what some of y'all thinking. I'm not about that. I'm not that interesting. Not that interesting, okay? Oh. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Nika says, wait, hold on. Nika says, you're a male Taurus. Girl Taurus be lying. You know what? I know quite a few girl Tauruses. I'm not going to. Okay. All right. Let me do this. Let me drop the call-in link. Royal Court and Team Kempire members, I'm dropping the call-in link right now for you guys on the Kempire Daily community tab. Don't forget, guys, I will never reach out to you unless I make an announcement here on the platform about any sort of giveaway. So if you see a fake account in the YouTube comments or on other platforms, it's not me. Report them, delete them, ignore them. Okay? YouTube just rolled out tags, like official tags. So my official tag on YouTube is @Kempire. So check that out. All right. Damn. Not y'all coming for the female Tauruses. Stop. Stop. Look, stop. See, Dina says, I'm a girl Taurus. We are honest. Okay. I'm not saying it. All right. Oh, damn. Thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa says, you can definitely wait and combine Love and Marriage Huntsville Kempire. The episode wasn't that eventful nor giving. That's not good. And this is what people have been waiting for this latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's not good. Sorry, Carlo. Sidebar, guys, do you see this hat? This hat is from BravoCon. I changed it from the embellished hat to this. Okay? And I still haven't taken this off. Okay, I will. Maybe I'll take this off tomorrow during our BravoCon takeover. Okay? All right. Ooh, who's that kid? Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. Who said Kate says my mother was a Taurus and could tell it could soon tell could tell a tale? I think you're trying to say I always had to check her sources. Oh my gosh. Okay, not all Taurus. I mean, Taurus is loyal. Okay? I don't know about telling a tale though. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Let's get to 500 likes. We already have 400 something likes, but we have over 1,200 people watching on multiple platforms, including TikTok. TikTok, thank you guys for being here. And shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. All right. Did I cover everything I wanted to cover? I think so. Let's get to some callers because it is late and I'd like to eat something for dinner. I haven't eaten. Okay. All right. Let me switch this out. Hold on, y'all. Oh, wait. Let me do this one time. Oh, no, I can't. Damn. All right. All right. Rakita's backstage. Hold on, Rakita. Let me just turn this off. And there we go. All right. Rakita, I'm bringing you up. What's going on, Rakita?
See, I was just going to sit back at this dinner table and eat my food. Now, Kemp, you know I'm your stalker, and I usually agree with you. But not this time, Kemp. I can't be on your bandwagon.
Oh, about what?
So, Heavenly deserved all the smoke that she got from Contessa. This is why. Because your friends, your real friends, are supposed to be your safe space. They are supposed to be your ride or die. Now, she did put her marriage out on the streets. She probably could have took that criticism if it came from one of the other women, from the audience, but not your friends. With the exception of your spouse abusing you, putting their hands on you, you're supposed to feel how I feel. You're supposed to be my safe space. If you're my girlfriend, my sis, I'm supposed to come to you one day and be like, you know, he didn't cut the grass. I asked him to take the trash out. No good, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day, and then when I'm saying that, yeah, girl, I know. But then the next day, I'm like, he the love of my life. I love, yeah, girl, I love him too. Yup. She's supposed to, with the exception of abuse, she's supposed to be her safe space.
But
and
some people might argue that there was a level of it. May not be physical, but there may have been some emotional.
So from what I saw two married couples arguing. I saw two married
You
couples
remember our recaps from last season, and some of you were all calling in. It looked like abuse. Remember that dinner table incident where she had to get up and she was like, "Oh, sorry, guys." Remember that? That felt like abuse.
She was crying. I don't see, from what I saw, I didn't see Scott as like a call 911 situation. I just saw them at a really low point in their marriage, but nothing where she was traumatized or had some type of PTSD. Or
did you see her at the reunion? You might need to rewatch season 8, Rakita.
So let's say you're right, Kemp. Let's say you 100% right. She needed to divorce him. At the end of the day, that was her choice and her friends. If he did not put his hands on her, her friend Heavenly should have stuck beside her.
But here's the thing, and I don't want to do back and forth. However, but here's the thing. For all that being said, there were plenty of moments for Dr. Contessa last season to tell Heavenly, to tell Quad, I don't, you're saying too much. You're going too far. And she never did that. She allowed them to continue to talk about the marriage and things like that.
With Quad, yes. With Heavenly, no, because you expect a certain amount of loyalty. You respect a certain amount of um your real friends to have your back. You know what I'm saying? Like with the other ladies, because they're co-workers, associates, yes. With Heavenly, they're going on trips together. Their husbands are spending time together. They consider themselves real friends. Like, girl, have my back. Even if you pull me to the side in private and be like, listen, girl, I'm going to have your back regardless, but I don't think Scott's it. Maybe we need to think about this together. But you don't do that on no public platform and embarrass your friend. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be protecting your friend. How you going in public embarrassing? How is that helping her situation? If anything, she's going to double down more because she's embarrassed and she don't have support. So let's say she thought Scott was just not it for her friend. You take your friend to the side. You go on a girls trip and be like, listen, friend, he ain't it. Let's figure this out. You don't go embarrass her like that. The other women, they have no what do you say? They have no obligation to her because they're co-workers at the end of the day. Heavenly is wrong and deserve that smoke. But don't think I'm gonna not stalk you no more just because I don't agree with you. I'm still your stalker and don't let nobody take my position.
Oh, all right, Rakita. Thank you for calling in, Rakita. Take care. And you guys know, if you're new to the channel, everyone has every right to have a difference of opinion as long as you're respectful. Like Rakita was. We can agree to disagree. We're still going to love on each other and she's still going to stalk me. All right, let's get some more callers so I can go eat dinner. Okay, Miss Esquire, I'm going to bring up next. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
Hi, Kempire.
How are you? I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I usually stick to the rivers and the lakes and the Beverly Hills that I'm used to, but I do watch Married to Obamacare, and so this last episode really.
Uh-oh. Miss Esquire, are you there? Uh-oh, we lost you. No! Miss Esquire, drop out and call back in. I think somebody tried to call you, maybe. I don't know what happened. Miss Esquire is good, too. She loves to read people down. All right. Miss Esquire, wait, let me try it one time. Miss Esquire, are you there? No. Oh, there she goes. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, T-Mobile is so wrong.
Oh, you know what?
I'm so sorry. But no, I was gonna say, I normally call you about them heels, but I had to call about this because I'm sick of this particular show. I really am. So here's my thing with Heavenly, and I love Rakita. I love calling behind her, but I disagree because if I bring a lion into my house and I raise it and I love it and I pet on it and it still bites me, it's doing what a lion is supposed to do. Heavenly is not loyal to anybody but Heavenly and Daddy and her daughter. That's it. If you're expecting her to keep her mouth off your business, you a fool for telling her your business. And that's what Contessa is learning the hard way. My whole thing is I don't want no Fox Force flunkies over here on these Married to Obamacare streets. I really want to see these people as they really are. I don't want no alliances, no agreement at the beginning of seasons that we're not going to talk about the real. What's really happening is, for some godforsaken reason, Contessa has decided to give this narcissistic man another chance. That ain't our business, except, ma'am, you made it our business. It's everybody's business. And as a viewer, I want to know, how did you get from A to B? I want to know, how did you get from the brink of tears, from the brink of divorce, from the brink of losing your mind, being with this man, to y'all than ever, and y'all as happy as y'all have ever been, because the math is not mathing, and Heavenly is not wrong to point it out. Now that doesn't mean Contessa can't have an issue with her, but I want to see it. That's real life. She should not do it at all because they're friends. If my friend is in a narcissistic, abusive relationship where she's on the brink of tears one day and the next day she coming around lollygagging.
Uh-oh. Miss Esquire, we lost you. T-Mobile was not trying to make you be great today, Miss Esquire. We lost you completely. Damn. It's all right. Oh, wait. Testing. Oh, no. Miss Esquire, if anything, try and call back. I want to get to some more callers. Brooklyn Star, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, I wanted to say, I got an eye-opening, I got my eyes open wide in this situation where I realized I think Jackie broke down and gave Curtis an open marriage. Like this whole situation with that sex therapist, and I think she's in a lifestyle, Contessa's in a lifestyle, and I think Toya's in a lifestyle. But I don't think Eugene know that Toya's in a lifestyle. I think
You know
Joe
what? But they all
because
denied it in the
no, the
confessionals.
body language of Jackie told me, and the way that Curtis was answering some questions. Oh, I'm not mad at that. Jackie was slow to say she's not open to that. Watch it over again and watch Jackie's body language. I think she gave Curtis an open marriage. Ill. That whole situation was so cringe. It was like watching two asexual people get it on, Simone and Cecil, and Jackie and her husband. It was very awkward. Um, I think I also think it's kind of insulting that Simone act like Quad couldn't afford a $2 million home. I think Quad can. From the beginning, Quad said, and Greg said that she didn't pay any of the bills. He did not require his wife to pay any of the bills. So if Toya makes more than Eugene, why wouldn't Quad make money on her own? You only need she just needs to afford the mortgage. If she puts $500,000 down, she can afford to be in that house. I just didn't get that. I thought that was kind of insulting.
Yeah.
That
Same.
that she
I was caught. I was like, oh.
yeah, 2 million is not 2 million in the past. 2 million for these kind of people could be attainable.
Yeah.
Like if she looks like a saver. I don't know.
We like nice things too, though.
I don't know. I think I think she could afford her home. I think Simone doesn't like that she can afford her home. That's what I think. But that's about all.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Contessa and her husband, they look like they stole the church building fund. They were like the stereotypical church-going look. I laughed so hard because that's the type of person I imagine, like when they go to church, they're all done up. But that was about it.
Thank you, Brooklyn Star. Take care.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna get to some more callers. Callers, no promises, because I'm hungry. All right, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Married to Medicine. We're live on multiple platforms. Of course, we're live on YouTube, the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, TikTok. I saw quite a few people on TikTok at BravoCon this weekend, and they don't even realize I have YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're getting longer form hot topics and reality TV recaps. Kempire Daily on YouTube. Also follow me on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff there. Pictures from BravoCon that I posted on Twitter, or tea that I posted exclusively on Twitter at TheKempire. So be sure to follow me there. We hit over 10,000 followers on Twitter. All right. We're going to bring up Miss Jennifer. Hold on. What's going on, Miss Jennifer?
Hey, Kempire, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine. I agree with Brooklyn Star about Jackie and her husband. Something's just off there. But one thing about Jackie doesn't talk about her relationship to anyone. The problem with Toya, it could be two things can be true with what Rakita was saying. The problem is with Contessa, all last season, Contessa acted like she needed to be rescued. She really did. She acted like she needed to be rescued and there was no way out. And then this season you come back and we are just lovey-dovey. And nobody know how you got there. It would be okay to say, I understand your concern. However, this counseling has really been helping Scott and I. You know what I'm saying? And we're really, because it takes two people to make a marriage. It takes one person to break a marriage. I'll say that again. It takes two people to make a marriage and one person to break a marriage. All she has to do is says, we was doing counseling. I understand they both hurt because they both call themselves real friends. But we know Heavenly is nobody's friend. Heavenly is not even Daddy's friend because she's not listening to Daddy. If we pay attention, this season, Damon has told Heavenly, I don't know how many times, I'm going to put it in my words, he's getting tired of her butt being in the middle of mess. Hold your tongue. He's telling her, hold your tongue, hold your tongue. And Heavenly is not doing that. My only thing with Quad is from season 1 or 2, whenever Quad says things that can negatively impact people's careers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? She says things that can hurt people's careers. My thing of it is, Quad needs to go unless we can see her dating life. You feel what I'm saying? The other thing, I feel like Quad and what's the other girl named, the green-eyed girl we talked about, the preacher wife, ex-preacher wife, from the
right.
the green-eyed girl from ROP, Giselle.
I was like, who?
Giselle, her and Quad are both sad inside, but they try to portray like they're so happy and they're so this and they're so that. They both need to get a man and move on. Stay out of married folks' business. Point blank.
Okay.
Also, married folks,
we gotta go, Jennifer.
People out your business. Kempire, you know I'm on the road. Okay, I love you.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're gonna get to a couple more callers, guys. Here's what I will say though, in regards to one of the things that they did cover during the Married to Medicine panel was quad dating. And I think it was Toya that said we want to see her dating on the show. I think we really do, Quad, because other than that, what else was Quad's storyline this season? We got very little of Mason and her mom at home. We didn't get a lot of them. Of her personal story this season, and she will say like, well, you see me go through this and that was something that they fought about. Her and Toya fought about. She said, I showed this, I showed that, and she was like, that's almost like one season. What else are you offering the show? Apparently Toya doesn't want her there, and rightfully so. Come on, if you're going to be on reality TV, Quad, you got to share your life. And she doesn't want to, and I get it because you're a Taurus. You don't want you like your personal life, but then you don't do reality TV. Damn Tauruses! The only Taurus I can ride with is Candy. The only Taurus I can ride with right now. Just saying. All right, Miss Bernice, I'm gonna bring you up with a short and shady comment. What's going on?
What up, though? Hey, Kempire.
What's going on?
I know it's been a long weekend for you, so we'll keep it sweet, short, and shady. Okay. Heavenly is no one's friend. Heavenly has the most fragile marriage on the whole show because Daddy is getting tired of it. She gonna wake up one day and Daddy gonna be in the guest room, and she gonna wonder why. Because he done told you, just shut your mouth and walk away. When she called herself apologizing to Contessa, she said, "You're a beautiful woman." I'm like, okay, she on a good roll, and and then she put that butt in it. Like, Contessa and her husband, they said in all their they said counseling has helped them. They said they learn how to fight fair. They don't fight where they hurt. They listen to their partner, let them say what they got to say, and then they respond to it. They don't react to it. Responding and reacting are two different things. If you react to it, you're coming from a place of, well, I'm being defensive and I gotta hurt them. Why? Because they hurt me. If you respond to it, you listen to it, you comprehend it, and then you react to it. Come on, people. Quad going on her 30-minute tirade, you protest too much, baby. You told on yourself through that 30 minutes. Ooh. Woo. Okay. Woo. Like, if you don't sit your Wild E. Coyote Super Genius butt down somewhere and stop faking the funk. Because you throw your little jabs at people, bringing them down so you can stand on your own 2 feet. That's called false pride, baby. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's about it. And I didn't get a chance to call in on the first one you did it today with the Potomac people. But don't nobody want Giselle. That's a stretch. That's a real stretch. Okay. But other than that, have a good one.
You too.
Go eat.
Thank you, Miss Bernice. Take care.
Okay.
All right. We're only going to take a couple more calls, guys. If we don't get to your call, I apologize. We will get to your call next time. But as you know, it's been a busy day. 3 lives in a row. I got to cut off because I also got to take care of myself because it's been a busy weekend too. All right. Miss Lonnie, I'm going to bring up for a short comment. Hold on one second. Let me just say thank you. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Deborah says, Quad been divorced longer than she was married. Why is she still on the show? Like Sheree of Atlanta, home building remodeling is not a storyline. Show her the exit door. We don't even get to see her remodeling her home. And I saw someone else commented like Quad doesn't need a man to be on the show to be interesting. I agree with that, but it seems as if Quad is trying to stir the pot and not necessarily in a great way. That's actually almost detrimental and toxic way on this show versus just being an interesting person on the show. We really haven't gotten anything else from Quad. I'm not saying that Quad needs to have a man, but if she is dating, let's see that part of your life. What else is going on? We haven't really seen it this season. And I'm sure she has other things going on. But why is she not showing? Why are they not showing it? All right. Toya says, Tanya says, I'm about to start a drink game. Take a shot every time Kempire says Taurus. Shout out to Aries Nation. Take a shot. I'm not drinking. All right. Let me bring up Lonnie for a quick comment. What's going on, Lonnie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
For a long weekend that you had at BravoCon, because I never watch like YouTube on my phone. I always watch it on my TV and then use my phone to call in. But your skin is like glowing, so you would have never known you had like a hell of a weekend. But real quick,
I don't drink.
Dr. Heavenly, I think the issue was with Contessa is that Dr. Heavenly doesn't know where to draw the line between the show and a private friendship, which they had a real friendship that's outside of the show that is between them, that is not made for public viewing. So it's not so much the discussing what was already being put out on the show. It's how the way she was dogging her as if Contessa was some type of random and not her actual friend. I think that there's some type of decorum, but then again, this is Dr. Heavenly, and quite frankly, and you did this before on Twitter, they have like that live, like radio kind of like thing, like where you can kind of like talk and listen on Twitter. They did that with BravoCon. And I listened to the entire panel segment for Married to Medicine, and Dr. Heavenly, literally, it was so disgusting I couldn't listen to it anymore because she made it almost like Bad Girls Club.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot be a doctor like this. Like, you are so ratchet. Like, if I hung out with Heavenly, I would be blackballed from my like group friends.
It was
I really
very
would.
ratchet. The whole like you for the level of the type of show that they're trying for the show to be. That Married to Medicine panel was a mess.
It was just,
and you were just listening to it. You should have seen it. Them getting out of their chairs and all. I was like, oh my God. Anyways.
I could not, like the cussing that was coming out of every other word. Like, for a doctor, you have a very short vocabulary. And it was literally, I felt like I was listening to Bad Girls Club, but it really was. But for Contessa, though, I think her storyline, she should have went in. And maybe this is where she needs someone on her team is, and the other caller talked about this, is make it make sense, though. Like, explain how therapy, like the previous caller said, how therapy has worked for you. Like, yes, this was where we were at last season, but this is the steps that we have made, and this is where we are right now through therapy. And explain like how, like in the African American community, like how therapy has expanded and is becoming more accepted and how that has helped them. That could have been like your storyline, and it would have nipped a lot of stuff like in the bud. And as far as like Quad's house, like $2 million for her house, she's one of the original OGs on this show. So she stacked her money, and side gigs or whatever else, appearances, like she's been stacking her money. So a $2 million house, like the previous caller said, is not that unattainable. And quite frankly, living where we live up here up north, a $2 million house, like in some areas, will get you like 2,500 square feet. I live in South Philly, and there's like $1.5 million houses there. You're just under 3,000 square feet, and it's a narrow home because it's a row home. So
you get a lot more.
Yeah, and just lastly, Jackie, to let them like go have her like do that rant, like for Quan to do that rant for an hour. And Jackie's like, sometimes you just have to like let a speeding car like run out of gas. Absolutely not, because that was like ridiculous. I would have shot the tires and told Quad to stop. Like, we get it, it's enough. Like, it's too much, Quad, and I think she does a little bit too much. But we'll see the rest of the season. That's all.
The season's done. We're just gonna see the reunion now.
Well, the reunion, yeah, the reunion next.
Thanks, Lonnie.
Kim.
Take care. All right. We're going to take one last caller. Other callers that are waiting, I apologize. But like I said, very limited on time. I still have another story that I need to do, and I need to eat. But replay crew, as always, I want to know where you're watching from. What were your reactions if you heard the BravoCon Married to Medicine panel? Your thoughts on the season finale for Married to Medicine, and your thoughts on the reunion trailer. Are you excited about it? What are your thoughts? All right. Again, we don't moderate adults in the comment section, so moderate yourselves and allow people to have their opinions. If you disagree in a constructive, responsible, kind way. All right? All right. All right. We're going to take one last call to Mo Reality. What's going on?
What's up, Kempire?
Nothing much. How are you?
You know what? I am confused. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Me and Baby Zane was watching. We blinked a couple times, and I don't know what the hell we talking about. I know we was talking about Potomac. I felt irritated with Dr. Wendy because she acknowledged me as friend and then went over there for a moment, and that's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. Yeah, I gotta cook. I'm gonna send you a plate and call you back.
Okay.
Have a good day. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
And she's a new mom. She's a new mom. Okay. Shout out to all the new moms. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. Shout out to Mercury retrograde shadow period being over. If you don't know what that means, Google it, schmoogle it. Anyways, thank you to everyone watching on TikTok. I see you guys from watching from behind the scenes. Don't forget to follow me at TheKempire on TikTok, guys. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TheKempire on Twitter. And subscribe to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. Don't forget, our schedule will be shifting. Once Married to Medicine's over, 5:30 will be our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. So it'll move from 3 p.m. Eastern to 5:30. That way I have a little bit more time to take care of other things during the day, because you know we have our weekly recap of Real Housewives of Potomac with Layla Lynn and Grace Report on our various channels. All right. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to everyone that liked the video. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And don't forget to get your coldest water bottle if you haven't already. You know, I always have my coldest water bottle near me. And get your merch. houseofkempire.com, or check out the links in the description of this video. We have all kinds of really great fall specific merch, and I will be dropping some BravoCon related merch very soon. Like literally in the next couple of days. I meant to drop it during BravoCon, but these will be just specifically for BravoCon. So stay tuned for that. houseofkempire.com. Get your merch while supplies last. All right. Thank you to our moderators. Most of all, guys, don't forget to say thank you and goodbye to our moderators. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow will be our Tuesday takeover, which will be our BravoCon takeover, where we talk about all of the stories that came out from BravoCon over the weekend. And later that day, I believe I will be doing a more personal BravoCon recap in regards to my experience. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like the video, because liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just myself or my channel, but other channels that cover similar topics. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit, it's all I know. So once once again I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. Yeah. Once again I'm gone with the summer. They be trying to count us out, we highly endowed. They must not know what's at stake, what we fighting about. This tradition to a wordsmith, the missile shooter. I'm my automatic sniper, I bet this'll do ya. I give reason and ether to all the line soldiers. I'm undefeated, my region remains on my shoulders. I've cried nights, that's only because of highlights. I find life in knowing I'm playing mine right. Wicked crimes from them wanna be crowned. Try to lead me to the deep where I might cunningly drown. At times I thought they got me where they wanted me now. But like the sun, I rise up when I don't wanna be down, and that's real. I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit, it's all I know. So once again I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. They ain't never been eye to eye with Satan in the broad daylight. Gone left while they all sway right. A true maverick, unbothered by what y'all made right. A naysayer slayer, I'm filleting all daylight. Yeah, we in that upside down, I manage not to sink. They keep our eyes wide shut, I manage not to blink. Another decade or maybe they not faking. Maybe it's more to it, maybe we got taken advantage of. Either way, the damage is done. The bottom feeders get to eat all them glamorous crumbs. Where all them seekers of truth, the speakers of the youth. We come and go with the summers, keep believing in you. I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time.